Rich here, and in today's video I'm going to be talking you through my top 5 RC cars for under $100 nearly for 2021. Now I say nearly as I've seen a few people out there doing videos on the best car under $100 for 2021, the fastest car out there under $100 for 2021, and the cars they're showing are not available for under $100, but they're close to it, but they are over $100. As are a couple of the ones in this video, only marginally, but I'm allowed to stick off a little details like that, hence the use of the word nearly. And I'd also like to point out at this stage that every car that you're going to see featured in this top 5 of RC cars under $100 nearly either own, have owned, or have driven extensively on there. So I'm speaking from the heart when it comes to all of these cars. If there are any you think I've missed out, any that should be included, by all means have your say in the comments section below the video and tell me why they would be on your list of the top 5 RC cars under $100. And before we get down to those top 5, I would just say not all of these cars make it to the top 5 or even featured in the top 5, but they do make the bench look a bit better. And the Hobby Plus CR24 has to be the absolute bargain of this list of top 5 RC cars under $100 nearly. The level of scale detail this thing has got for a smidgen under $90 is absolutely outstanding. It's even got working headlights on there. It's pretty darn competent as mini crawlers go, and I think if it was produced by Kyosho as like a mini Z crawler or something, you wouldn't blink an eyelid at paying another $100 more for this. And it is the kind of thing I can see going in a bit of a cult following, so I'm hoping there's going to be a few modified parts come out for it. Could do with a little bit more weight at the front, if I'm honest on there, but other than that, I am absolutely loving it. And at the heart of the car, there's a lot to like about this. LED headlights, both front and rear, internal beadlock wheels, 3-wire servo, and that 3-wire servo links to FPV ready, waterproof electrics all round. A lot of bang for the buck, and an ideal car if you're under a stay-at-home order or shelter in place. And you can even do like I'm thinking about and making a crawling course around the inside of your garage. Oh, and for those young or old, I will point out the battery lasts around about 40 minutes, which is just plain crazy. For armour available in the green that I've got, it's also available in this blue. Better than that maybe is this super scale Land Rover Defender body, which is also available in 2 colours. And as you may have noticed, it's on back order at the minute, but for under $90, given the amount of an RC car you get for your money, that is not surprising. I'll put a link to it below the video. Well, next we have the WL Toys 124018. Now this is at position number 4 rather than position number 3, as it is one of the higher priced cars in this list. And it's for that reason that it is at this position. It's a cracking car, 4-wheel drive, brushed, but I got 43 miles an hour out of it on 3S. A lot to like about it. A lot of metal in the car for a start, including all metal chassis, and attached to that roll cage, which keeps the car nice and safe, we've got a full-length LED light bar. And with the body clips on, all of the electrics are kept nicely out of the way of any water or dirt that can spray in. Yet if you flip it open, you can get easy access to everything underneath the car. It handles very nicely indeed. I do wish that they would actually make some miniature paddle tyres for this car, because I would love to take this thing out on the sand dunes. Now, whilst deciding to put this car on the list, I decided against this making the top 5 today. Cracking little car, but I had a couple of issues when I first took it out for its test drive yesterday, which were enough to make me leave it off today's list and put this on instead of this. Well, next up we have the Xinglihong Q902. When I first drove this car and shot a video on it, I actually rated this as the best car under $100, and that's for very good reason. Quoted 52 kilometers an hour top speed, around about 32 miles an hour, and this is one of the few cars out there that gets close to doing that straight out of the box. It's 4-wheel drive, brushless, and these big monster truck tires absolutely plow through grass. And you can also get the Q901, which is based on a pretty similar platform to it, but the wheelie bar on the back of that gives the potency to it. But just personally, I would prefer the Q902. The one to avoid at all costs is this, the Q903. If you see a car looking like this, run a mile. I actually did a video entitled "Do Not Buy This Car" for this one. Drive one and you'll find out why. So whatever you do, get the Q902 or the Q901 if that takes your fancy. Definitely not the Q903. Link to the Q902 below the video. Well, nearly at the very top of the list of the top 5 RC cars under $100, nearly, is the awesome WL Toys 144001.
But do not take my word for it as to why people love this car so much. Oh look, 965 reviews, and 923 of those are 5-star reviews, 40 of them are 4-star reviews, 2 of them are 3-star reviews. So that would generally indicate this thing's quite good. Now, as you can see from that price point, smidgen over $100 across the board, 4 different variants. When it comes on sale, it is quite regularly below $100 on here. The 2 cheaper versions, well, they have the older style, smaller battery. The newer versions either come with 1 larger LiPo or 2 of the larger LiPos on there. Gives maybe marginally more speed. I got one of these up to 43 miles an hour with 3S on board. It's available in 2 different colours and comes with a 550 can motor, combined ESC and receiver. Very, very easy indeed to work on. Quite easy to upgrade to brushless, and it can go very, very fast indeed when you do convert it to brushless, but it's a little bit of a squeeze getting everything in there. So if only they made a bigger one, but more on that in just a second. Threaded aluminum shock absorbers all round, more metal, to use that Richie phrase, than you can shake a stick at. All in all, this thing's an absolutely cracking drive. Only weighs around about 1 kilo. You can drive this thing pretty much flat out for a good 20 minutes before the battery runs out. It's very light in weight, handles like an absolute dream as a result, and can take 100-mile-an-hour speeds quite easily if you convert it to brushless. But I say, a little bit of a squeeze getting everything in there. Well, if you like the looks of the 144001, maybe you should just hold on a second and see what's at number 1.
And at the top of the pile today, we have the WWL Toys 124019. It just edges the 144001 out, as it is so much easier to make this brushless because it's that extra 5 centimeters long, makes the world of difference in terms of the space you have to work with inside the car. That extra 5 centimeters in length also improves that handling at speed. And whilst this car is modified as stock, it comes with the same 550 can motor setup and electrics that the 124018 does. And that is exactly the same as the 144001.
And if you want to check out the specific details of the car and some better close-up photos, then I will put a link to it below the video where you can go out and check it online, where you can see it's nearly $100.
Now we'll just point out, this car doesn't come with foam tyres as standard, as I've been busy modifying this. It comes with these rubber ones, which are pretty good, up to around about 40 miles an hour. The foam tyres to it because people buy these cars to make them go faster, just like they did with the WL Toys 144001 I just showed you. The key advantage to this one, 5 centimeters longer than the 144001, which means you can squeeze all of your brushless gear in there and still fit the stock body on over the top, which can be a bit of an issue with the 144001. And if anybody's wondering how fast this goes, should find out this weekend when it finally stops raining. But my first brushless build of this did hit 104 miles an hour, so it all bodes very, very well. So if you're interested in getting into speedruns but on a cheaper basis, then this is most definitely the car for you. And it's not just the added length that I like so much about this car. All of the electrics, all of the main components on the car are shared with the 144001. So it's already very easy to go and get spares for this car on eBay, Amazon, from Banggood, etc. The only difference on this car, the chassis is longer, the body's longer, the drive shaft's longer, but everything else is identical to the 144001. So if you don't want to spend a fortune building your first 100-mile-an-hour RC car, then I would highly recommend the 124019, which is why it is number 1 on the list today.
Yet lurking in the wings, coming up in March, we have the release of the 110 scale WL Toys 104001.
So there we have Richie's top 5 RC cars under $100, nearly. And I do hope you can excuse my poetic license on this video. Hopefully all of those made sense. Now I did think before shooting this video the 1604 was going to make the list fairly easily, but it did let me down enough yesterday that I couldn't hand on heart put it in my top 5 at the minute. Next year, later on this year, it might easily make the list. Anyway, that's my top 5 RC cars under $100, nearly, for 2021 so far. And noteworthy mentions that would have made the list if they were slightly cheaper. The low seat Mini B goes for around $149 and one of the best handling cars I currently own, The RGT 136161 rock crawler, built-in working headlights, absolutely excellent crawler, just around about $145. Again, $20-30 less, would have nearly made the list.
Well, I hope you liked today's RC car video. If you did, then hit the circle below to subscribe. And if you hit the circle, then don't forget to hit the little bell for notifications.